Okay, here's the third part of covering over the parabola. I'm trying to keep these videos short so you don't have to watch a whole bunch if you don't want to. But let's look at this one and what I can tell just by looking at it. By the way, I said it's a parabola, but how could you tell just by looking? Notice just the y value is squared and not the x. Notice there's nothing here. So this tells me it's a parabola. Because it's the y that's squared, I know it's going to open to the side, either right or left. Here you see this negative, so I know it's going to open to the left. And by the way, there's so much I can already fill out here. My vertex, now be careful here, because remember, a lot of you are going to be tempted to put your vertex to be -4, 2, but be careful. Put your x value first. So my x value has to be 2, and the y value is going to be -4. So be real careful on your order. Okay, like here the x comes first, so my vertex is going to be real simple. Here I'm already doing it. It would be 5, and then what makes this 0 would be -2. So just be careful on your vertex there. Okay, focal diameter. It's the number out front, so that would be 16. P, still take this number out front, set it equal to 4p, divide both sides by 4. So I can see p would have to be -4. Okay, so gosh, already getting so much done. Let's go ahead and plot what I know. So plot your vertex, which is 2, -4, 2. Come down here, go over 2, down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like you guys don't know how to plot points, that's sad. Okay, I know it's going to open to the left, so it's going to open something like this. I also know, since P is -4, it wants me to go left 4 to find my focus. So 1, 2, 3, 4, right there. Did I count over right? I'm looking through my screen, so it makes it difficult. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's your focus. I can go ahead and find my directrix. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, if you go 4 in one direction from the vertex, you're going to go 4 in the opposite direction to find your directrix. And let me just say again, your directrix is a line, okay? It is not a point, so make sure you give me the equation for a line and you graph a line. It's going through the x-axis at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my line is x equals 6. Okay? Or notice you moved 4 from the vertex. So I could add 4. It's going left and right. So I'd add 4 to this. So notice I would get 6. So that's how you got that right there. Now your focus, you can go ahead and see that point. We could fill that in. You can either do it just looking at your graph. Notice it's a -2, -4. So I can do it that way. Or, I moved to the left 4, so it's like subtracting 4. 2 minus 4 is a -2. So you can see I also can get it that way. Okay, my width is 16 through the focus. Okay, this width, here's my parabola. It's got to be 16 right here. So it's going to be pretty stinking wide, which means you're going to have to go up 8 and down 8 in either direction. And again, my graph is way too tiny. That's why sometimes I just like to make up my own graph, but I will at least do it this direction. So I'm going to go up 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can kind of see how to aim here. Okay. Then I'm going to go down 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So somewhere in here. Okay, so here's my parabola. It wants to know these endpoints right here of your latus rectum. So you can either tell by looking at your graph, or notice I'm going up and down from my focus. That's going to affect the y value when you go up and down. So go to your focus, and notice one time I went up 8. So add 8 to that. Let's see, -4 plus 8 is what, 4? If you subtract 8, you're going to get what, -12? And see if those, agree with what you have on the graph. Notice this is the point 2, -2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, lands right there, okay? Mine ran off the graph, so it's kind of hard to tell down here, but that's the way to do it. The axis of symmetry. Here's your axis of symmetry right here. It's a line, and notice it's going through 1, 2, 3, 4, -4, so it would be the line y equals -4. It's also the value of your vertex. As it's going through the vertex, it goes through the focus. See how these points are both -4? That will always be the case, okay? So there's that one. Now, let's go back over here to number 44. We already talked earlier about how to find the vertex. It's what makes these values 0. Since it's the x that's squared, I know it's opening up or down. Since it's negative out front here, I do know it's opening down. My focal diameter is always this number right out here. That's the width through the focus. To find your p, take this value and set it equal to 4p. So here I can see p is -2. So that's going to be right here. Let me say again, this is the distance you move from the vertex. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that real quick. So I'm going to come down here, I'm going to plot my vertex, which is 5, -2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. There it is. I knew this was either opening, I knew it was opening up or down, even if you didn't know that. Since P is a -2, I know I'm going to go down 2 to find my focus. I'm going to go up 2 to find my directrix, which is a line. So there it is. Notice I can go ahead and fill that out. That's pretty simple. That's the line y equals 0. So I'm going to go up here. It's the line y equals 0. At this point, you can even look at it and know, kind of count over and see what your focus is. Or notice you went down 2, okay, from your vertex. If you go down 2, that's like subtracting 2 from the y value. If you subtract 2 from this, you're going to get the point 5, -4. Okay, again, you can just look at it and see what the point is. That is the point 5, -4. Okay, the only other thing is, remember your width is 8. So that means through here, this width of my parabola has to be 8. So I'm going to have to go 4 in every direction. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. So I'm going to do a nice smooth parabola. Notice this is a curve right here, nice smooth curve. It's not a sharp point. So this width right here has to be 8. That's what through the focus. Okay. Now I'll ask you these endpoints. So you can either look at your graph and just kind of see what that endpoint is right there. That's one of them. Here's your other one. Or notice from the focus, I'm going left and right 4 units. Okay. So find your focus point. Here it is. You're going left and right. So one time I would add 4, which is going to make that a 9. And one time I'm going to subtract 4, which would make that a 1. And you can see that is indeed the case. Okay, so up here I kind of did it mathematically. Gosh, I keep doing that because I'm looking through my screen. Hopefully everybody realizes those are your endpoints of your latus rectum. Good grief. Your axis of symmetry is this line that goes through right here. It always goes through the focus and the vertex. Notice it hits the directrix at a perpendicular right there. That's going through the line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the line x equals 5. So my axis of symmetry is the line x equals 5. Also notice it's going through the focus and the vertex. See how they're both 5? So it's all going to agree like that. All right, so there's a couple more problems.